Hello Nayas. Today we will be discussing MCQs on 20th of October 2022. So let's start with the first MCQ of the day. Question first says, we adopted parliamentary democracy based on the British model. But how does our model differ from that model? We know that India has a colonial history, and so the governing structure which developed in India has organically developed, imitating and taking inspiration from the British model. However, India during the time of independence, and also while legislating and framing the Constitution of India, had had made some major changes so as to adopt the Constitution of India and democracy as per the needs of the Indian society and as per the need of the new India. All right. So therefore the statement first says, as regard with the legislation, the British Parliament is supreme or sovereign, but in India the power of the Parliament to legislate is limited. We know that India follows the parliamentary democracy. We have government but a limited government, and the power of the government is limited by the fundamental rights of the citizen. The state is somehow limited. All right. Parliament does have the power to make amendment in the Constitution. However, it does not have the power to utilize that power to bring itself major power to change the whole Constitution. That means the Parliament has the limited power. However, the British Parliament is a supreme and a sovereign body. Indian Parliament is not a supreme body as compared to the British Parliament. Therefore, the first statement is the correct statement. The second statement says that in India, matters which are related to the constitutionality of the amendment of an act of the Parliament, they are referred to the Constitution bench by the Supreme Court. Now, in this statement, we have to understand one thing. First is that the Supreme Court cannot take the suo motu cognizance of the constitutionality of the law. The law made by the Parliament is considered as constitutional as per the Constitution unless and until it is checked for the Constitution, and then only the Supreme Court will going to have the Constitution bench under the Article 143 to look for the constitutionality of the law. That means so there are two matters which goes to the Constitution bench. The first is that if there is a legal question, and second is the interpretation of the Constitution. All right. So the second statement is incorrect. Unless and until it is challenged for its constitutionality, it is presumed, and this is known as the doctrine of constitutionality. That means the Supreme Court or the Court of India presume that the law is constitutional itself because it is formed by because it is legislated by the Parliament. However, if a law is challenged in the court of law, then the constitutionality of the law will be checked by the Supreme Court. So second statement is incorrect. Which of the following is the correct answer? Only one. So hence A will be our correct answer. Question number 2 says, Bollgard 1 and Bollgard 2 technologies are mentioned in the context of. Now, BT cotton is so far the only GMO crop with certain success rate. And some of the GMO crop which have been developed, but some they have not been marketized or they have not been commercialized to such an extent as when we talk of the GM cotton. Now GM cotton, this GM cotton, it was designed using the gene which is known as the cry gene from the Bacillus thuringiensis. That is the reason why it is known as the BT cotton. So there are two genes which are used, cry1AC and cry-AB. Alright. In Bollgard 1 variety, only cry1AC is used. However, in Bollgard 2 variety, both the genes from the Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a bacteria, soil bacteria, is used. Alright. So basically, these technologies are mentioned in the context of developing the genetically modified crop plants. Therefore, B will be our correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. With reference to India, consider the following statement. Okay, the first statement says, judicial custody means an accused is in the custody of the concerned magistrate and such accused is locked up in police station, not in jail. The first thing, there are two types of custody. The first is the judicial and second is the police. When it comes to the police custody, now when a person is arrested, CRPC kicks in. CRPC kicks in, that means now the person under the police custody will be in the police lockup, not in the jail. He or she will be in the police lockup. And since the CRPC has kicked in post the arrest of the person, the police is mandated to present the arrestee before the magistrate of first class within 24 hours, excluding the time of the journey. Alright, so therefore the first statement is incorrect, because when it comes to the judicial custody, that means the person is under the judicial magistrate and he or she will be locked up in the jail, not in the police lockup. So first statement is incorrect. Now the second statement also, when it comes to the interrogation, police has to take permission from the judicial magistrate for interrogating the suspect, for interrogating the arrestee in the judicial custody. If a police has to interrogate a person in the judicial custody, the police officer is required to take approval from the judicial magistrate, and without such approval there cannot be any interrogation. Therefore, second statement is correct. Which of the above is correct? Second was correct, so hence B will be this option 2 will be our answer. Let's move on to the next question. With reference to India, Didwana, Kuchaman, Sargam, Khatu are the names of, well, these are the saline lakes. Alright, this Didwana and this Kuchaman, they are located in the, I think in the Nargaon area of Rajasthan. So these are the saline lakes. Therefore option D will be our correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. Consider the following statements. The Global Ocean Commission grants license for seabed exploration and mining in international water. You see, India has been granted, in 1980s, India was granted the exclusive right to explore the polymetallic nodules in the mid-Indian Ocean basin. In the mid-Indian Ocean basin, let's write the short form. Approximately 15,000 square kilometer of the area was allocated by the International Seabed Authority, whose headquarters is in Kingston, Jamaica. So in 1984, this organization was formed with effect from the 1994. Therefore, Global Ocean Commission does not grant the license. It is the International Seabed Authority which grants the license. India has received license for seabed mining, real exploration in international water. That's correct. In mid-ocean basin, which falls in international water. Rare earth minerals are present on sea floor in international waters. This is also correct. Polymetallic nodules consists of many metals. Which of the statement given above is correct? First option was incorrect. So we will eliminate all the option which has first as the answer. So first, C and D. Only B is left. So therefore 2 and 3 were correct statement. Therefore B will be our correct answer. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching Karun IAS. Have a nice day.